Hi, Lewis.
You're like,
That was quick.
you
How are you, Lewis?
told you. Did.
Ed? I heard Ed.
Matter.
So listen, before we even get into this, I've got a question for Lewis. And this is an off-the-wall question. Are you with me? I'm gonna turn. Lewis, was I in your gang in another life? Was I in the mafia in the 30s?
Yes. Sound. In a way.
You think that's for sure?
On it.
Now the only reason I asked was because when we were at the Keys investigation a couple weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, I was standing in the room, I think in the room where Mike was, the other mafia guy. And Kathy said that she saw me as she glanced over in full out 30s garb with a gun.
You.
Was that me? Did they say that's you? Is this why this connection is so strong with all of us?
What's sleep?
That's right. That's really interesting. What was my job? What did I do?
Door. You're split. I folded. Order.
Can you tell me what my job was?
Give us had offer. No.
What we would.
Heartbeat. You're so.
I think I got a few answers out of that. Now, I was going to turn on the Matrix after going through the Vox box to talk to Lewis, but he came straight through, so he must have known that I was going to ask.
Take just. I just thought.
So everybody, this is the new radio.
Good.
Good, thank you. What it has on it is a static cutter that works extremely well. I'm so attractive.
Things on top of the cat.
A static cutter and a reverb. And the reverb cranked all the way doesn't even bother me. It's a different pedal. It sounds really good. It's still just a little too much, but it does sound really good. I wouldn't be bothered either way. Heard black in there. So Halloween night did not disappoint at the Virgin House. We had 3 investigators there, and I even had some experiences that I never experienced before, and that was getting sick to my stomach to the point that I just wanted to leave the room. But I didn't. I toughed it out to show them that I wasn't going to leave. We had some negatives there. Attachments. We found out a few attachments to the guys that came. So we had to get rid of them. We crossed over a couple. A negative that was attached to Kathy throughout the years. We had to get rid. Well, Janet got rid of him. But yeah, I walked into a room where a guy was sick to his stomach, being affected, and as soon as I walked in, it transferred from him to me, and I sat down, and it's just like I wanted everything to exit out of both ends. And I just sat there and I fought through it because I knew that spirit had brought me in that room for whatever reason. And that effect lasted
Perfectly fine.
until my guide Cindy came in and I heard her say comfort. And Cindy is my comfort, I learned. And she came through and said comfort me, and it went away. She was able to move it out. But I felt shitty the whole night still, you know, the after effect, and even into the next day a little bit. But overall, we had a great night, and we got great replies on this radio. It worked extremely well. I'm really happy with this build.
As well.
And I've already got a couple people on it, so I don't know if we'll actually see the, I don't know if we'll actually see eBay.
Viewed from a thousand.
I've got another radio that just came in today that's a really nice looking one too. And I'm going to build it the same way as this. And what I think I'm going to do is get some little memory chips, and I'm going to put these files on that chip so that when people buy my radios, they can have the files too. You know, I'll just tape a little chip to the top, and they can load them up to their phones or their computers or whatever they want to do. So this is 20,000 files.
Figure it.
And I asked the spirits if more or less files were something that they
And clap.
could use, and they said the more the better.
Gratitude.
And
I know. It's by.
And the other night, just before the night ended, we were in the living room of the Virgin House, and I was standing there, and Janet was by me, and the guys were in front of me,
body's fall.
and like out of peripheral vision, I could see somebody standing next to me, but nobody was standing next to me. I looked over and I saw Lewis with his hat, and I saw him with his 30s suit on, and I've never seen that before. And when I asked him if it was him, he said it was.
Point. Hundreds of.
And when I was driving home, I came by the shop, and I get glimpses, I get quick flashes. I'm not psychic like, people are psychic. I just get little flashes of stuff. And I drove by the shop, and I saw what I thought to be Lewis, because the hat and the suit that I saw earlier seemed like it was him, standing in front of my door lighting up the smoke. Is what I saw true? It's true. And I talked to Janet about this, I talked to Kathy about this, and I don't want to seem like I'm a nut job in that case, because I don't trust or believe a lot of times what I'm seeing, It's like flashes quick. I don't know if my mind's making it up or if I'm actually seeing it. But it comes out of nowhere, and I just say what I see, and more times than not they say yeah, and then they elaborate on it and they tell me more than what I know. The more you do this, the more open you become. And you don't even have to do this. It's just a sense of awareness.
Or again. To be done. It's gotta.
I've always been able to sense things like really good,
That's your.
but now I get flashes.
Okay.
And I don't want to sound like a huff,
But will be viewed.
because this has been gradual for me. I've been doing this for a couple of years now, and I don't say things a lot.
You're
Odd.
But it's becoming more and more, so I'll talk about it. But it's not like I see angels floating around me, when I walk into a room with little tiny angels and they come to me out of the thin air, it's not like that.
driver.
I'll turn it down a little bit for a second. And Saturday, I hope all this rain comes to an end, because tomorrow we're supposed to go to the poorhouse cemetery. If you remember, I did a a short session on there, and I've been there a couple times with my car, and I caught some really cool stuff. Okay, because I'm a little more in tune with this app after using it for so long, I'd like to ask who's here.
Two culture. A fine addition to the city.
Your captain.
I hear Jasper strong today. I haven't heard Jasper a lot. Jasper hasn't been around. Is Jasper here?
Never will. The fatal error.
Jasper, what's your last name, bud? Yes, I hear
What are
you.
you saying, Spock? Is it?
I hear Star Trek. I've never watched Star Trek. I just never got into it. I heard that beginning of that song, and I would flip the channel as fast as I could. That and Bonanza. So those that don't know this app, it is a scanning radio with files that are pre-recorded. You can use one or the other. You can speed it up or speed it down. I leave it pretty much in the middle. I just turn it on and go. I don't do anything special with it. Once in a while I turn on the scanning stations, mainly because they won't start, but it works either way. It works just as well. So this radio still does need a handle on it. And that means I've got to kind of pry the back off because I put a little bit of hot glue on the corners before I screw it in. And I got it in and I'm like, oh no, I forgot the handle. So I'm going to have to tear it apart. There's a 3.5 and a 1/4 inch jack on the back with a battery. I've got a brand new amp in there that I've never used before. It's only a small speaker, like a little 3-inch speaker, but it delivers pretty well. And I paid more than I wanted for this radio, but I've been waiting for it, and I couldn't find it cheap. It must be one of those sought after Emersons by collectors, and if they knew that I took this and did what I did to it, somebody somewhere would be pretty pissed off because they spent a lot of time getting these back to their old glorious self, and I'm ripping the guts out of them and putting effects in them. So, hey, it's still around. It's still here, right? One day the pickers will be on, and they'll go into a place and they'll see one of my ghost boxes, right? And it'll be worth a lot less than what it was when I made it. But hey, the spirits seem to enjoy it. They use it well. Thank you, Lewis. Thank you, Jasper. Jasper, what kind of gun did I use? Was I in the mafia? I don't know.